you guys notice in terms of the crime rates and the increase in crime that a lot of the break-ins and the things that are happening by our young people, the teenagers?
I have, and I think it's a bit startling. It's almost like a different day and age. I think I heard someone saying that they were watching a TV show and they were saying back in the day, if we did something, we got a beat down.
Right.
And it's almost like when you mention a kid getting a whipping now, they're looking at you kind of crazy. Not so much advocating the discipline of the children as far as physical, but what do we do to draw the line to let the children know you can't do any and everything, because trouble is too easy to get into but so hard to get out of. It's almost like there's no fear.
Yeah, and I think the value system has just really diminished, particularly with the young people who tend to think that I'm invincible, nothing's gonna happen, this is just, a prank or something. But we know in terms of our justice system that, one incident, one wrong incident
can scar you for life. Yeah.
Yeah, well, actually, the thing is that for all these crimes to take place, there has to be a problem. And where the problem is coming from is that we have relied so much on this so-called system of ours to come into our homes and dictate the way we're supposed to raise our kids. Well, if you have a broken family, like you were saying, and there's no father there, who will be the head of the household to make sure that that child, that boy, or that boy will become a progressive and successful man tomorrow? If there is no father there, the mother alone can't do it. The mother alone can investigate what he's up to, whether he goes to school every day, whether he's attending his classes every day, who are his influences. Show me your friend and I'll tell you who you are. And when they start taking up things that they feel like is right for them in the eyes of everybody, then they don't know that they're getting themselves into trouble. And this system is actually building up laws just to get our young boys disseminated.
That's not good. That's not good. It's almost like the prisons, what do they say? The prisons are built based on some statistical information, estimations of how many kids they think will actually get in trouble. And that's not good. That I think we need to do all we can to instill in our young people positivity, and that there is hope, that there are some alternatives to a better life. But for many of them, that's all they know. And I think that increases the need for us to reach out our arms and be mentors, to be the village that's needed to raise a child. It can no longer be, okay, well, those are your children and that's your problem, because it all affects us in one way or another. That little child that's having problems could be a threat to your child in school, whether they're in school with them or not, or whether they run into them in the street. So it's all of our responsibility.
Yeah, and I think it just really goes back to, again, activities. I know one of the initiatives of Mayor Reed is just get a lot of the recreational centers and things back open. Because when our children don't have positive things to do or places to go, let's say after school, if they're not parents at home, but if you can get them engaged in activities that are productive, if you can help them identify what their talents are, what they do well, and put energy there, and decrease some of the downtime that they have, maybe the wrong influences, then I think that also can make a significant difference.
And what I would suggest also is, let's look at other cultures like Africans or Indians or Chinese that came from another country to America. They make sure that their kids are brought up the same way they were brought up, cultural principles.
That's true.
Why can't we Africans in America adopt to the same cultural principles that they have? We shouldn't be scared of our kids. We should make sure we lead the way, 2 steps ahead of them. Make sure it's a point of duty for you to control your own child. Make sure that you pave their destination and make sure they become somebody tomorrow. Because if you don't, they will end up with the system. That's what they want. The system wants them to fail.
Yes.
they have taken away every programs that were available to make a child successful and make it hard. Unless your parents got it that they can pay for private tutors or private this or private that. If you don't have it, you think I'm out of school, so boom, I'm listening to music, I'm watching TV, I'm out there with my friends in the street. Or let's go do this. And by the time you're caught up with it, you're in trouble. You are in trouble. And the system loves it when you get into trouble. Because that's one less black child. I'm telling you, I'm not racist, but what I see in America since I came here in the 80s is justice doesn't lean both ways, it leans one way.